Okay, Newcastle United are in talks with Steve Bruce and Sheffield Wednesday over their vacant manager's position at St James's Park. Interesting side plot. Steve Bruce hasn't been at Wednesday long. Sheffield Wednesday are a club with their own issues off the field. Not too dissimilar from Newcastle United in a sense. There are some ownership issues, there's some financial issues, and that club needs stabilising. And Steve Bruce is the perfect man for the job to stabilise Sheffield Wednesday. He hasn't been there long. I think he wants to stay at Wednesday and do his job. I think Sheffield Wednesday want him to stay, and they're going to ask a lot of compensation payment from Newcastle to release him. That's going to be a sticking point because Mike Ashley is known not to want to spend money. This is why Rafa Benitez is no longer manager. Rafa Benitez obviously wanted to stay long term. They offered him a really cheap 1-year extension. Rafa Benitez wanted to have a long-term project there. And the issues over transfers, the issues over the ongoing takeover bid that seems to have collapsed from Sheikh Khalid. This is the third takeover bid in a year and a half. That's reached negotiation stage and then gone no further and fizzled out. So there's concerns with Newcastle over the future ownership of the club. Mike Ashley's not willing to spend any money. So if Sheffield Wednesday go, we want big money as compo for our manager, will Mike Ashley be willing to say, give the cash over? And we have to look at where the club are going. Rafa Benitez performed miracles with lack of support for ownership. They actually sold more players value-wise than they bought in. They actually were a net seller than a net spender. So they weren't spending the cash, and other clubs have gone ahead of them. Other clubs have invested in their squads. Other clubs have invested in their youth programs. The youth system at Newcastle is outdated and needs massive investment. The training facilities need investment. The actual youth program and youth coaches, they need investment there, and there's a lack forthcoming from Mike Ashley. The club is still up for sale, so the ownership is a massive issue. And is Steve Bruce the right guy to take the club from where they finished under Rafa to where they should finish for a club of that size in the Premier League? Is Steve Bruce the right guy to take them up to the heights of the Premier League, the top half of the table consistently? Well, Steve Bruce is a solid manager and can keep clubs safe from relegation and make clubs more stable at the back. Defence hasn't been an issue for Newcastle. It's the ownership that is the problem. And that's my assessment of the situation. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Sheffield Wednesday allow Steve Bruce to go and have personal face-to-face discussions with Newcastle United rather than discussions behind the scenes with the clubs. So if they allow Newcastle to interview Steve Bruce, it'll be also interesting to see if Steve Bruce will accept the job. Steve Bruce, while he's a lad from the northeast, he coached Sunderland, and that is the biggest rival for Newcastle. Will the fans be accepting of a man who has coached their biggest rivals? That's something. Now, I think the fans just want Mike Ashley out. It's going to be interesting. It's a fluid situation. He has not been at Sheffield Wednesday long, and that's a club that also needs stability, and Steve Bruce brings that to Sheffield Wednesday. So it's going to be interesting what happens with the negotiations, but for now, we know that both clubs are in talks to then sort of work out an interview arrangement if Newcastle are willing to pay the money to get Steve Bruce out of his contract, and what offer they give Steve Bruce to have an interview, and will he accept that offer? So there's a lot going on, but for now, thank you very much for watching. Please place your comments below. I shall have some more videos for you very, very soon. And also, please do not forget to like and subscribe, because the more likes and the more comments the channel gets, the more traction it gets, the more visible the channel and the better the channel will grow. But anyway, for now, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you very, very soon.